Hey, what's up, everyone? Before we jump into this, I need to ask you something that's probably been keeping you up at night. You ready? That girl you've been thinking about constantly? The one who makes your heart race every time you see her name pop up on your phone? What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, she's already made her decision about you? What if she's been screaming her feelings at you this entire time, but in a language you don't understand? See, here's what blows my mind about most guys. They think women communicate the same way men do, directly, logically, with words, but that's not how the female brain is wired, not even close. Women don't walk up to you and say, "Hey, I've developed romantic feelings for you. Would you like to pursue a relationship?" No. Instead, they operate on a completely different frequency. They communicate through behaviors, patterns, energy shifts, and psychological cues that most men are completely blind to. And the craziest part? She's been dropping these breadcrumbs for weeks, maybe even months, hoping you'd pick up on them. But you haven't. Not because you're dumb, but because nobody ever taught you how to read the signs. Well, that changes today. I'm about to break down 10 scientifically backed, psychologically proven signs that she's into you way more than just a friend. These aren't pickup artist tricks. This isn't bro science. This is legitimate behavioral psychology, neuroscience, and real-world patterns that reveal exactly how women signal attraction. And listen, you need to stick around till the very end because sign number 10, that's the nuclear level indicator. That's the one she'll protect with everything she's got. Miss that one, and you could be missing the biggest opportunity of your life. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this first sign is absolutely fascinating from a neuroscience perspective, and once I explain it, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. Have you ever noticed that she suddenly starts using the exact phrases you use? Like, you say no cap, and 2 weeks later, she's saying no cap. Or maybe you have a specific way of texting, short messages, lots of emojis, whatever, and now her texting style mirrors yours. Or here's another one. You mention you're into a certain type of music, and suddenly she's listening to it too. You order a specific drink at Starbucks, and the next time you go together, she orders the same thing. This isn't coincidence. This is called behavioral mirroring, and it's one of the most powerful subconscious indicators of attraction in human psychology. Here's what's happening on a neurological level. When we're attracted to someone, our mirror neurons, these are actual cells in your brain, fire automatically. They create what scientists call neural synchronization. Basically, her brain is trying to sync up with yours because on a deep biological level, she wants to be closer to you. Think about it. We mirror people we admire, people we trust, people we want to connect with. You don't mirror someone you're indifferent about. Your brain doesn't waste that energy. So what should you specifically look for? Watch her body language. When you lean back in your chair, does she lean back? When you cross your arms, does she cross hers a few seconds later? When you take a sip of your drink, does she do the same? Pay attention to her communication style. Is she adopting your slang, your humor, your way of expressing emotions through text? Notice the little details. Does she start listening to the artist you recommend? Does she suddenly care about the same sports teams? Does she pick up your habits, like the way you organize things or the way you solve problems? Here's the wild part. She's not doing this consciously. She doesn't wake up and think, "Today I'm going to copy everything he does." It's automatic. It's her subconscious mind revealing what her conscious mind might be too scared to admit. The more attracted she is, the more she'll mirror you. And the more she tries to hide her feelings, the more obvious this sign becomes because she literally cannot control it. So if you're noticing this pattern, that's your brain's mirror neurons talking to her mirror neurons. And trust me, they're having a very different conversation than the words coming out of your mouths. All right, let's talk about something that separates the friends from the potential lovers. Access. Picture this scenario. She's got a full-time job, maybe she's in school, she's got family obligations, a social life, hobbies, 100 apps fighting for her attention, group chats blowing up her phone. Her time is valuable, her energy is limited, she can't give everyone everything. But then there's you. When you text her at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, she responds in 3 minutes. When other people text her, maybe she gets back to them in 3 hours, maybe 3 days, maybe never. When you call her, she picks up, When you need advice, help, or just someone to talk to, she makes herself available even if she's exhausted, even if she's busy, even if she's already made other plans. This is what I call priority placement. And it's one of the most significant indicators that you're not just another guy in her life. Let me break down what this actually looks like in practice. Response time. She might take hours to respond to other people, but your messages get immediate attention. Why? Because you trigger a different emotional response. When she sees your name on her screen, her brain releases dopamine. That's the same chemical that fires when we're excited about something. She literally feels good when you reach out. Emotional availability. She shares things with you she wouldn't share with her other male friends. Her fears, her struggles, her wins, her daily experiences. She lets you into her emotional world because she trusts you and values your perspective. Time sacrifice. This is huge. Pay attention to this one. Does she cancel or rearrange plans with other people to make time for you? Does she stay up late talking to you even though she has work the next morning? Does she choose hanging out with you over other social opportunities? Women are incredibly selective with their time and energy. We've evolved to be because we have to be. So when a woman consistently prioritizes you, that's not casual. That's intentional. That's her showing you through actions what she's not ready to say with words. Here's a test. Disappear for a day. Don't text, don't call, just go quiet. Watch what happens. If she reaches out asking where you've been, if she seems different when you resurface, if she noticed your absence, that tells you everything. Her reaction to you not being there reveals how much she wants you to be there. And real quick, if you're getting value from this so far, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, we drop content like this every single week, diving deep into psychology, attraction, and understanding people on a level most folks never reach. Don't miss out. Okay, this one is absolutely golden, and it's one of the easiest ways to test the waters without directly asking. Here's what you need to understand. Jealousy is a direct window into someone's emotional investment. We don't get jealous about things we don't care about. You don't get jealous when your coworker gets a promotion at a job you hate. You get jealous when something you want is threatened. Same principle applies here. Let me paint you a picture. You're talking to her, conversation's flowing, everything's normal. Then you casually mention another woman. Could be a coworker who helped you with a project. Could be a friend from college who's back in town. Could be literally anyone. Watch the energy shift. Now, she's not going to say, "I'm jealous and I hate that you're talking about another woman." That would require admitting she has feelings for you, and most women won't do that until they're absolutely certain you feel the same way. It's a vulnerability thing. It's a protection mechanism. Instead, the jealousy leaks out in subtle, indirect ways. The interrogation. She starts asking questions that seem casual but are actually investigative. "Oh, who's she? How do you know her? Are you guys close? You talk to her a lot? What's her deal?" Notice how she's gathering intelligence. She's trying to assess the threat level. The silence treatment. She goes completely quiet. Short responses, one-word answers. The whole vibe just drops. It's like you did something wrong, but she won't tell you what. That's passive-aggressive jealousy. The overcompensation. This is my favorite because it's so transparent once you know what to look for. She suddenly starts talking about other guys. "Oh yeah, this guy at work asked me out. My ex texted me yesterday." She's trying to make you jealous back, trying to level the playing field, trying to see if you care. The social media spike. She starts posting more. Better pictures, more stories. She's suddenly more visible online. Why? Because she wants you to notice her and be reminded of what you could lose. All of these reactions stem from the same core emotion. She cares about you, and the thought of you being interested in someone else triggers a fear response. Here's the thing, though. Jealousy only happens when there's emotional investment. If she genuinely saw you as just a friend, another woman wouldn't even register on her radar. She'd be happy for you, supportive, completely unbothered. But if she's showing any of these jealous behaviors, even subtly, that's confirmation. She's emotionally invested in a way that goes beyond friendship. This sign is massive, and most guys completely overlook it because they don't understand how memory works in the context of attraction. Here's a psychological truth. Our brains are incredibly selective about what information we retain. We're bombarded with millions of pieces of information every single day, and our brain has to filter what's important and what's not. Otherwise, we'd be overwhelmed. So how does your brain decide what to remember? Simple. It remembers things that are emotionally significant, things that matter, things connected to people, places, or experiences we care about. Now apply that to her behavior. You mentioned once, 3 months ago, that you don't like mushrooms, and now every time you're together and food is involved, she makes sure there's options without mushrooms. She remembered. You told her about that childhood memory of going fishing with your dad. She brings it up later, asks you about it, remembers the details you shared. You casually said you wanted to read a certain book. 2 weeks later, she's asking if you've started it yet, or she's bought it and read it herself so she can talk to you about it. You mentioned your mom's birthday in passing. She remembers the date. You said you had a tough week at work because of a specific project. Months later, she asks how that ended up going. This isn't just good memory. This is her brain tagging everything related to you as important. This is her subconscious mind cataloging information because it believes you're going to be around for a long time. Let me explain the psychology behind this. When we're attracted to someone, our brain literally prioritizes information about them. It's evolutionary. Our ancestors needed to remember detailed information about potential mates, their patterns, preferences, behaviors, because that information increased the chances of successful pair bonding. That same mechanism is still active today. When she's attracted to you, her brain is in data collection mode. She's building a comprehensive profile of who you are because she's imagining a future where that information is useful. Where knowing what you like, what you need, what makes you happy actually matters on a daily basis. Here's what separates this from regular friendship. Friends remember big things. Your birthday, maybe. Major life events. General interests. But a woman who's attracted to you, she remembers everything. The small stuff, the throwaway comments, the details you yourself might have forgotten. And here's the beautiful part. This isn't work for her. She's not taking notes. She's not trying hard to remember. It happens effortlessly because you occupy mental real estate in her mind, even when you're not physically present. Think about someone you're completely indifferent about. Can you remember what they ate for lunch last week? What their favorite movie is? What they're stressed about at work? Probably not, because your brain doesn't prioritize that information. But if she's remembering minute details about your life, that means her brain has categorized you as significant, as someone worth remembering, as someone she wants to keep around. All right, we're diving deep here. If this is opening your eyes, do me a solid and smash that like button. And drop a comment telling me which sign has been the biggest eye-opener for you so far. I read every single comment. This is one of the most subtle signs, and it's also one of the most scientifically validated indicators of female attraction. Once you learn this, you'll never unhear it. Pay close attention next time you're around her in a group setting. Listen to how she talks to other people, her friends, co-workers, family members, other guys. Notice her tone, her pitch, her overall vocal energy. Now listen to how she talks to you. Different, right? When a woman is attracted to a man, her voice naturally becomes softer, warmer, and more melodic. Sometimes it even becomes higher pitched. This isn't acting. She's not faking it. This is a biological response that she can't control, even if she wanted to. Here's the science. This phenomenon is called vocal modulation, and it's hardwired into female attraction psychology. When a woman feels safe, comfortable, and drawn to a man, her parasympathetic nervous system activates. This is the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and digest mode, basically the opposite of stress. When this system activates, it naturally lowers her physiological arousal levels, which results in a softer vocal tone. It's the same neurological mechanism that makes mothers speak gently to their babies. It's a signal of affection, trust, and comfort. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes perfect sense. Softer, higher-pitched voices are associated with femininity and approachability. When women are trying to attract a mate, they subconsciously adjust their voice to sound more feminine, which signals receptivity. But here's what you need to understand. This only happens around men she's attracted to. With everyone else, her voice maintains a normal, neutral tone. With you? It softens. It warms up. It becomes more expressive and melodic. And the crazy part is, she probably doesn't even realize she's doing it. It's completely subconscious. Her body is responding to your presence in a way her mind hasn't fully processed yet. So what should you listen for specifically? Tone. Does she sound gentler, sweeter when talking to you compared to others? Pitch. Does her voice go slightly higher? Not cartoon character high, just subtly higher than her normal speaking voice. Pace. Does she slow down when talking to you? Take more time with her words? Sound more relaxed? Energy. Does her voice have more warmth, more emotion, more life when she's speaking to you? If you answered yes to any of these, pay attention. Her voice is telling you something her words might not be. There's an old saying, the voice doesn't lie. And it's true. You can control your words, but your voice? That's connected to your emotions, your nervous system, your subconscious. It reveals the truth better than anything else. So next time you're talking to her, don't just listen to what she's saying. Listen to how she's saying it. The tone, the warmth, the subtle shifts in her voice. That's where the real communication is happening. This sign is rooted in something called energetic polarity, and it's one of the most fundamental principles of attraction between masculine and feminine energies. Here's what you need to understand. Around most people, women maintain a pretty balanced, neutral energy. They're neither overly masculine nor overly feminine. They're just existing, going through their day, handling business. But around you, something shifts. Something changes. Her feminine energy comes out. What does that actually look like in practice? Physical indicators. She plays with her hair more when you're around. She touches her neck or collarbone. She adjusts her clothing, making sure she looks good. Her posture becomes more open and relaxed. She makes more eye contact, sometimes looking away shyly. She smiles more, laughs more, seems lighter. Behavioral shifts. She becomes more playful and teasing. She might become slightly nervous or self-conscious. Her energy becomes softer, less guarded. She's more expressive with her emotions. She might seem more vulnerable or open, vocal. Changes. Beyond the softness we talked about earlier, she might giggle more. She might speak more quietly, more intimately. Her laughter sounds different, lighter, more genuine. Here's why this happens. Masculine and feminine energies are like magnets. They attract each other through polarity. When she feels your masculine presence, your confidence, your leadership, your groundedness, your strength, it triggers a biological response in her. Her feminine energy naturally rises to meet it. This is ancient, primal stuff. It's been happening for thousands of years. When women feel genuine masculine energy, they respond by leaning into their femininity. It's not a choice. It's not strategic. It's automatic. And here's the key detail that most guys miss. She doesn't do this with every man. In fact, around men she's not attracted to, her energy might actually become more masculine. She might be more direct, more logical, more closed off. She's not trying to attract them, so there's no reason for her feminine energy to come out. But with you, if you're seeing this shift, if she becomes noticeably more feminine, more playful, more soft when you're around, that's her body responding to yours. That's attraction showing up in energetic form. Pay attention to the contrast. How does she act around other guys versus how she acts around you? If there's a noticeable difference, if she seems like a different person when you're together, that tells you everything. This sign is all about intentionality. Women who are attracted to you don't just wait for moments to happen. They engineer them. They create opportunities for connection, for intimacy, for something to develop. Let me give you some examples of what this looks like. Extended eye contact. She holds your gaze longer than normal. Not in an awkward way, but in a way that feels meaningful. Like she's trying to communicate something without words. Comfortable silence. Most people get uncomfortable in silence. They feel the need to fill it with words, with noise. But with her, the silence feels good. It feels intimate. She's not rushing to fill it because she's enjoying just being present with you. Inside jokes. She creates little jokes or references that only the two of you understand. This builds a private world between you, a shared language that excludes everyone else. Deep conversations. She steers conversations toward meaningful topics: philosophy, dreams, fears, values. She's not content with surface-level small talk. She wants to know who you really are. Physical proximity. She finds reasons to be close to you, sits next to you when there are other options, stands close when you're talking, accidentally brushes against you. These accidents aren't accidents. Time manipulation. She suggests activities that give you extended one-on-one time. Let's go for a drive. Want to watch the sunset? Come over and help me with this thing. She's creating scenarios where it's just the two of you. The lingering hug. Hugs that last just a second too long. Where she doesn't pull away immediately. Where she seems comfortable staying in that physical closeness. Late-night texts. Deep conversations that happen at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. When everyone else is asleep and it feels like you're the only two people in the world. Now here's what most guys don't realize. None of this is random. She's architecting these moments strategically, even if she's doing it subconsciously. She's creating a bubble where it feels like the rest of the world fades away and it's just you and her. She's testing to see if you'll meet her there, if you'll lean into these moments instead of shying away from them. Women don't create emotional intimacy with men they see as just friends. They create it with men they want to feel closer to. Men they're hoping will turn into something more. So if she keeps giving you these opportunities, these quiet moments, these deeper conversations, these instances of closeness, she's not just being friendly, she's building a foundation, she's creating the conditions for a relationship to develop. Your job is simple: recognize these moments for what they are and step into them. Don't let them pass by unnoticed. All right, we're getting into the really deep stuff now. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we drop psychology content like this regularly, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. All right, we've reached the final sign, and this is the big one. This is the deepest, rarest, and most powerful indicator that she's not just attracted to you, she's emotionally invested. Emotional vulnerability is sacred, especially for women. We live in a world that constantly judges women for showing their real selves, so they learn early on to protect their emotions, to build walls, to only let certain people in. When a woman becomes truly vulnerable with you, when she lets those walls down and shows you the parts of herself she hides from everyone else, that's not something she does lightly. Let me explain what real vulnerability looks like. She shares her fears, not the surface-level stuff. The deep fears. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of ending up alone. These are the fears she doesn't post on social media, the ones she barely admits to herself. She talks about her insecurities. Every woman has insecurities, but most women only share them with people they deeply trust. If she's opening up about what she's self-conscious about, what she struggles with, that's significant. She reveals her past, the experiences that shaped her, the relationships that hurt her, the mistakes she's made, the things she's ashamed of. This is heavy stuff, and she's only sharing it because she trusts you won't judge her. She shows you her real emotions, not the filtered, controlled version, the raw stuff. If she cries in front of you, if she lets you see her angry or frustrated or completely overwhelmed, she's comfortable being fully human around you. She asks for help. This is huge. Many women struggle to ask for help because they've been conditioned to be strong and independent. If she's reaching out to you when she's struggling, when she needs support, that means she sees you as safe. She talks about her dreams, the real ones. Not the acceptable dreams she tells everyone, but the secret hopes, the things she really wants from life. Sharing dreams makes you vulnerable because someone could crush them. Now, why is this the ultimate sign? Because vulnerability requires courage. It requires trust. It requires feeling safe with someone. And women only take that risk with men they hope will stick around. Think about it from her perspective. Every time she opens up, she's risking rejection. She's risking you using that information against her, or judging her, or deciding she's too much to handle. That's terrifying. So if she's choosing to be vulnerable with you anyway, despite that fear, it's because on a deep level, she's already chosen you. She's already decided you're worth the risk. This is her way of saying, I want you to know the real me, not the version I show the world, but the actual person underneath all the layers. And I'm hoping you'll accept all of it. Women don't build that level of emotional intimacy with men they see as just friends. They build it with men they want to keep, men they see potential with, men they're emotionally attached to. If she's at this level with you, brother, the ball is entirely in your court. She's done everything she can possibly do without explicitly saying, I have romantic feelings for you. She's opened the door. She's shown you who she really is. She's made herself vulnerable. Now the question is, are you going to step through that door? All right, let's bring this all together. If you noticed even just 3 of these signs in your situation, she definitely sees you as more than a friend. There's attraction there. There's interest. If you caught 5 to 6 of these, yeah, she's into you, no question about it. But if you're sitting here having recognized 7 or more of these signs, let me be completely straight with you. She's not just attracted to you. She's emotionally invested. She's attached. She's hoping, maybe even praying that you'll make a move. And whether she's admitted it to herself or not, she's already chosen you. So what do you do with this information? First, stop second-guessing yourself. Stop overthinking every little interaction. Stop waiting for some Hollywood-level, perfectly obvious sign that'll never come. The signs are already here. You just learned how to read them. Second, stop waiting for the perfect moment. What if? Don't be that guy. She's shown you the signs. She's given you the roadmap. She's done her part. Now it's your turn to be brave enough to do something about it. Before you go, I need you to do 3 things for me. First, hit that like button if this video opened your eyes or taught you something valuable. It helps the algorithm show this to more guys who need it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We post deep dive psychology content every single week covering attraction, influence, understanding people, reading behavior, all the stuff that actually matters in real life. Third, check out the next video on screen. Tell me if you've been missing these signals. Share your experience. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you guys. Remember, understanding women isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about awareness. It's about learning to recognize the language they speak when words aren't enough. It's about paying attention to the patterns, the behaviors, the psychological cues that reveal what's really going on beneath the surface. Once you learn that language, once you understand how attraction actually works from a psychological standpoint, everything changes. You stop being confused. You stop missing opportunities. You start seeing what's really there. And that's powerful. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay aware, stay confident, and for the love of God, if you've been seeing these signs, do something about it. Peace.